Gentlemen, welcome to Spot Above. What are we covering today? It's an exciting topic. 101 blog topics for real estate agents and brokers. It's all about the marketing, right? You want to attract buyers, you want to attract sellers, you want to be able to rent out that apartment, you want to really impress your seller with a lot of bidders on a luxury home that you represent. Well, what do you have to do? You have to get very, very creative when it comes to marketing, especially online marketing. So here we go. We're going to dive straight in. The 101 blog topics. What you want to do from time to time is you want to share current market conditions, right? You want to talk about the social media channels that you use and share those links in a blog, right? You have tons of information there on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Let your buyers and sellers know how you're going to market the property for them. Describe the history of a neighborhood. Now, if you're in LA, you might want to start off with Beverly Hills. 2 weeks' time, you bring out another blog on West Hollywood or Santa Monica, and you can start covering all the areas. Obviously not all at once. You don't want to overwhelm them, but bit by bit, you can describe the history of a neighborhood. You can discuss and talk about a restaurant, right? If you're an agent in Marina del Rey, well, start talking about the restaurants around you in Venice, in Marina del Rey, in Playa del Rey, in Culver City. Just pick restaurants and then write a blog about them and include your real estate verbiage, right? The next one, interview a small business owner from your area, right? So you got this sort of like personal touch. People really, really like the personal touch when it comes to choosing the agent or the broker. How about interviewing the home buyer? How about interviewing the home seller, right? Share your customer service philosophy. How do you go about customer service, right? Turn that into a blog. Highlight a listing of the week. Now, let's say you're with Keller Williams. Your agents represent multiple properties. Let's say you don't have a listing at that time. Well, ask one of your colleagues, hey, can I highlight your listing as the listing of the week? They would love that. Describe the home buying process, right? You know, to attract people, describe in detail what the home buying process is all about. Describe the home selling process. Explain the loan pre-approval process to your buyers and sellers. Explain the benefits of a home inspection. Explain the benefits of purchasing a home warranty. Explain title insurance to them. Explain escrow to them. Why don't you post a series explaining the major parts of the purchase contract? So go into a lot of detail about all the major parts of the purchase contract. Another great one, whether you do this by foot or by car, you can have your camera facing outward, but take a stroll around a neighborhood, bring a camera, post a photo blog. What I like to do is I'd like to give them like a little video tour of driving around in my Cadillac and showing them, hey, here I am in Santa Monica. I'm on San Vicente. We're heading right down to the ocean right now. In about a half a mile, we're going to reach Ocean Avenue. So interact with them in that video, or take a whole bunch of photos and then show them a whole bunch of pictures, photographs of that area. Makes a stunning story and a stunning blog. Explain the benefits of an open house, right? What happens at an open house? How do you post it? What websites do you use, right? Open houses are great. You're sitting there, you're representing the seller, and in March, all of these agents and brokers, you're exchanging business cards. They get a good look at your listing. They are taking videos, they're taking photos, they're literally doing the marketing for you. Open houses are essential. The more, the better. And even going to other agents' open houses, just getting the cards out, right? So you've got to really fit that into your weekly schedule. Explain the drawbacks of an open house, right? Provide tips to improve a home's curb appeal, right? You can put out really, really good tips there. Explain staging and its benefits for the homeowner. You might even want to set time aside and do like a little bit of a video interview with a stager and then incorporate that into the blog, right? Attend a city or town council meeting and report on what happened in one of your local neighborhoods. Attend a chamber of commerce meeting and report on what happened. Share fun things to do this weekend, right? Make it really, really, really personal. Let them get to know you through these blogs, right? Suggest day trips within 50 miles of your city. Hey, you're moving into this city, into this neighborhood. Well, let me tell you what's going on within a 50-mile radius, right? If you might even be able to include some little excursions to Palm Springs, Santa Barbara, and I'm using, let's say, Los Angeles as an example, or take a trip down to Orange County. This is what's going on in Orange County. Provide moving tips. They're going to be moving maybe from the East Coast to the West Coast. Show them those tips before they arrive. Make contact with them. Give advice for first-time home buyers. Provide home improvement ideas. Explain home improvement rates of return. Share the benefits of living in your neighborhood or city. What makes it so special here, right? What are all the advantages? And you also be open with them and also share some of the pros and the cons, right? Provide advice for first-time home sellers. Give tips on getting a mortgage, right? Maybe interview a couple of mortgage brokers. Explain the current mortgage rates. How have they changed from a year ago till today, right? Describe the types of mortgages, right? And that's always good to maybe do that in video form, one-on-one with a very seasoned mortgage broker, and they can walk you through all the different types of mortgages. Talk about the pros and cons of homeowner associations, right? There's a lot of pros and cons there. And all of that literature is out there on the internet. Turn it into a nice blog. Provide tips on places to eat. We already said, hey, you can talk about restaurants, but give them several other tips, even fast food outlets around your neighborhood, right? Provide tips on places to visit. Provide tips on places to go shopping. Explain why listing photos matter, right? That they really, you really go beyond when it comes to putting a nice portfolio of pictures together, right? Let them know that, right? Explain the foreclosure process. God forbid, we hope it doesn't happen, but explain that process. Describe how to rehab a home. Before and after pictures. Magic. Look, this is what I did here. This is how I converted. So that really opens up ideas. If the person buy the home, they say, wow, this agent has all of these contacts and transformed this house from this place looking into this. The before and after pictures. People love that. Share tips for real estate investors. Describe the components of a good offer, right? Explain contractual timelines and deadlines. Explain how much earnest money is needed. Discuss cash versus financing. Share interesting real estate links of the week. Share a neighborhood of the week. Share community yard sales if you want to. Explain how to buy a short sale. Explain selling short. Provide a real estate dictionary that defines unique real estate terms, right? You can really come up with a top 50 or 100 words and explain to them what they mean in detail. I'll be making another video about that as well, by the way. And each of these topics I will be videoing out. You will find them in this channel, right? Answer real estate FNQs, frequently asked questions. Explain how to get your home ready to show, what it takes, right? Provide tips for moving with pets. Do they have pets? What do they need to look out for, right? Provide tips for moving with children. if they are a family or a larger family. Describe a day in the life of a real estate agent, in your life. What goes on? What do you do, during the day? How does your day start? How does it end? Right? Explain credit scores, how important they are. Explain credit score repair. If they have a poor one, how you can bump them up, let's say from 650 all the way up to 780. Show them what it takes, right? Talk about a hobby so that they get to know you, right? Talk about your hobbies. People love that. It gets really, really personal in the blogs when they come across your website and they read about your blogs. Oh, look, let's see what type of hobbies they have. Oh, wow, the guy does golfing. Maybe we can go and talk about the deal during 9 holes or 18 holes. Share industry-related news. Go to a conference and write about what you learned. Go to a conference and write about what you wanted to learn. Review a real estate book, right? Say, hey, by the way, as I bought this bestseller, I read it, and here are my thoughts. Share another real estate blog. Maybe reach out, phone a friend and say, listen, would you do a little review on my website? I'll do a review on yours, like a win-win situation. Always goes down well. Review real estate service providers, lenders, title companies, or inspectors, right? So let the person know that you have all of these established relationships. Review non-real estate service providers, vets, doctors, CPAs, or mechanics. Attend a high school football game. Write about the team, the marching band, or the fans, about the schools. Like, you get really personal. Hey, in this neighborhood, there's these and these schools. Let me take you on a little tour here. So people are coming in with a family. They get a good feel. Okay, we're going to be moving into Santa Monica. What schools are around? Wow, this guy covered all the blogs. Or she wrote about this school or this kindergarten or this middle school. This stuff is, people eat this stuff up, right? Discuss the pros of going for sale by owner, FSBO, right? You're trying to encourage them to list with you as an agent. Show them, make them aware of all the advantages when they go with you, the agent. Discuss the cons of going FSBO. Give tips for buying a new construction home. Provide advice for buying a historic home. You might have to put a lot of money into a historic home. Give tips for buying a condo. Provide property management tips for landlords. Explain how to find a tenant. Explain how to evict a tenant. Hopefully you don't have to do that. Hopefully they don't have to do that. But describe that process so that they find you on the web because you happen to post a blog about this, right? Describe what your real estate agents association does, right? Explain how your county assesses property taxes. Explain how to fight a tax assessment. Share a local holiday event. Share local school events. Talk about how to avoid rental scams. Talk about how to avoid mortgage fraud. Share local crime rates. Be very honest there, right? Maybe even compare crime rates, like compare Santa Monica to Venice or Hollywood to West Hollywood. Interview the local police and fire public information officers. You could make videos with the fire guys or with the police. So you're making this very, very personal, your blog, so that they, once you've covered all of these 101 topics, they really, really know you and they like you, right? Interview a city council person. Explain how agents determine home value. Explain how appraisers determine home value. Explain how to choose a real estate agent, right? How do you choose a real estate agent, right? And then you can go into a lot of the pros. This is where you get a chance where you're selling yourself. Tell a funny real estate story. You'll never believe what happened at this showing, right? Tell them something out of your history books, right? Talk about a time you talked someone out of selling their home, right? Explain your property marketing plan. You can go into a lot of length. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, people look at that very, very carefully, right? How your property marketing plan looks like. Explain what your brokerage offers the consumer. Give tips for buying investment properties. Talk about working with baby boomers. Talk about working with seniors. Talk about working with Generation X or Y. Discuss renting versus buying. It's a big one, right? If if they're stuck in a rental and you know what they're paying, right? What can I get you on the market, right? Why are you pouring all of this money into a rental versus you should be buying it? Explain how to search for properties on the internet, right? If they want to browse around, give them a couple of links, send them a couple of links, highlight those websites in that blog, right? You can also go completely off topic. You could write about something that interests you. The more they get to learn about you in your blogs, the more they understand you, the more they see what you care for. Maybe you're a family type of guy. The more they fall in love with you, the faster, trust me on this one, the faster they will choose and nominate you to represent their sale or their purchase. Why? Because they have done their studies on you, they've read all your blogs, and now they are reaching out to you. That is the moment, right? You start the relationship. Behind the scenes, you don't even know who's on your website. You don't even know what topics they're looking at. Is it a guy? Is it a girl? And then suddenly, ring, ring, the phone rings, and that person says, oh, by the way, I came across your website. I read your blogs. I really like what you stand for, really enjoy what you wrote there. Is it possible we could meet for a coffee because I'm thinking of selling my home in about 6 months' time because we're moving to London? Sure, let's do it. Okay, thank you, my friends. Many, many other great videos to come. Hope you enjoy that, and you guys have a